Okay, there's not going to be any big special intro or whatnot, anything like that. I'm just here to tell you straight up, I am done just talking about the Game Awards in general because it feels like a broken record at that point. And it's like I could be spending my time with friends, I could be spending time with my family, I could be spending time writing my stories. I should be stressing myself out about making a video because it feels like topical to talk about, and that being the Game Awards. It just feels like it's nothing. It feels like it's a waste of breath, a waste of air, essentially, to just talk about Jeff Keighley and being like, oh no, Jeff Keighley, man, oopsie whoopsie. It's like, Jeff Keighley, he's going to fumble everything every time. He's going to fumble up the stairs. I repeat, up the stairs. I can't handle it. I can't handle just any of it. I want to do some form of positivity, you know? So this video is more of just, hey, spreading some awareness. I want to tell people straight up, like, hey, there are other gaming awards ceremonies to like look into, like the Dice Awards, the Golden Joystick Awards passed recently, but hey, I heard it was pretty good. I caught glimpses of it, but yeah, I just feel like honestly there are way more better ones out there, especially one that I uncovered on Blue Sky. It was called the Indie Game Awards, and honestly, looks pretty solid. I'm actually dead set on watching it. And I mean that full heartedly. Like, that is, you know, it feels fitting, especially with like how this year feels like it was more game of the indie. It was the year of the indies, you know? It feels like it. And yeah, pretty much that should be it, you know? But I want to kind of clarify something very important. Okay. Black screen, just me and you, okay? There are some problems with the Game Awards that I want to tell you straight up, and one of them is the judges, the voting and the judges. I just want to say that like the jury and the judges feel very night and day with a lot of like award ceremonies, especially with the Game Awards. When I was like doing research on it, it was more like big companies and all that, the standard whole thing. But then I noticed there was a blank profile picture. And then when I was looking at accessibility, there are people, but again, they're faceless. So it's like, Jeff Keighley, are you even worried that like they're faceless? I have to go on my way to research them to find out who they are? Like, why don't you have a picture of them? That doesn't make any sense. It feels awful. You have company like profile pictures and developers and corporations and all that, whatever, but like not like the people that are like being a part of your jury. That feels weird. Meanwhile, with the Indie Game Awards, you can see like all of these people, both the single people, the companies, all that. It feels welcoming to know that like, hey, these are the people that are put in charge. It's not like a bunch of faceless nobodies, and that's where it just feels weird. Also, with voting in general, I just feel like, I think I said it multiple times, but like 90-10 still feels like, what's the point in voting? And I've seen a lot of people like express themselves and say, like, I'm not going to vote for this year's Game Awards. It feels pointless. Because again, why encourage voting when it's 90-10, where 10% of people's votes matter, but 90% is to the jury, who has full control, essentially. It just feels pointless. It feels just not worth it at all. It just feels like, why bother? Yeah, player's voice or whatever it is, but who cares? It just, who cares about that? Seriously, I don't. And then the big one, the one that I think is very important, is the world premieres. I want to be straight up with you. I'm not a fan of the world premieres. I used to be when I was a kid. I'm not gonna like say, oh, I always hated it. As a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, world premieres, yes, more games. I can't wait to see more of the games. It's like, now it's just like, I don't want there to be more game trailers because normally it is developers who are having to work on a game. They are like 15% completed, but they have to show something off to like please shareholders or to like start something. It just it feels awful. It feels like it's just have the game be like 90% complete, then show it off. Don't just do it like at 50%. Just come on. I come on. It's so simple. And world premieres just take over everything with the Game Awards. Like, you can't have it be an award ceremony, but yet have like a lot of like trailers. It just it doesn't really blend well together. In fact, I'll tell you this. This picture right here is of a piece of paper in my very crappy handwriting. Basically, I was going to do a whole video about Shadow of the Erdtree and how the Game Awards had done multiple expansions before as like nominees and categories and all that. And like, yeah, like there is a lot of problems. But oh my god, it's just 2016 was the year that apparently everyone was starting to hate on it. It was very slow, and then 2020 broke the camel's back. And pretty much Jeff Keighley ever since then has not really like done anything to help like get his like reputation on the spotlight again in a positive light, especially with how he was pretty much defending Activision Blizzard and pretty much how he just clearly has this horrible hatred to indie developers. Like, he basically will give them like some spotlights, but at the same time, what's the offer? I don't see him really supporting indie developers, especially with how keep in mind, and this is a thing that I want everyone to remember. Summer Game Fest had a leak that revealed that developers had to pay $250,000 to $500,000 to have their game trailers on the big screen in the Summer Game Fest. Jeff Keighley tried to save face by saying, "Oh, I gave some freebies to developers," but we all know what that meant. That meant, any big name like, Capcom, Atlus, Sega, all of them. Those big names, they were the ones that basically got to, get a freebie. No More Room in Hell 2 definitely did not get a freebie. I do not see that game ever being like Jeff Keighley's favorite. I do not see the developers of this game getting a freebie, especially with how the game apparently is like going through some rocky starts. Like, yeah, nah. Jeff Keighley does not look like the type of guy that would give No More Room in Hell 2 a freebie. He is a big fan of Batman Arkham VR, though, while everyone else hated it. I just I just hate it. I hate just the Game Awards in general because it feels like it is way less like developers like giving speeches and like it should be honoring the developers that like push through and pretty much put their blood, sweat, and tears into their craft. And now it's overshadowed by all these world premieres. Like, let me say this. Would I actually be excited of Fallout New Vegas 2 being announced or the Outer Worlds 2 having gameplay and like having some, a release date of sorts? Would I be thrilled of like some game that basically piques my interest or a revival of some other game like that I never thought could be possible, like Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green? Of course I would be excited. My dopamine reception would be through the roof. But I know better. I know that like that little excitement will not envelop me. It will not, take over me. Because at the end of the day, I have to see the results. I have to see it. Yeah, I can be excited, but I'm holding my breath. Especially with the current state of the gaming industry as it is now. So, yeah. Honestly, everyone, I just want to apologize for being late with making videos, but I'm done making Game Awards content. It's repetitive. It's over. It's done with. Who cares at this point? Will I be still making videos? Oh, absolutely. Will I be doing like some live streams this month to do a little charity? Of course I will. Because, if I'm going to use my voice for something, I might as well use it for positive means. Like in this video, show support to the Indie Game Awards. A lot of like pretty unique games, a lot of unique developers. I'm running out of breath just talking about it, as I said earlier. So, yeah, thank you everybody for watching. And if you really are like invested in the Game Awards, like solely for world premieres, I have an idea. Just go on their Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media account, hit the notification bell for all on the night that they do it, and there you go. Because as soon as the trailer's done, Jeff Keighley's team quickly clip it and then post it on their social media accounts. Like it's quick as rain. It is very quick. So yeah, just do that. That's about it. See ya.